It's the most toxic, fucked up relationship.
Like, I fucking love being alone.
No, not as much as me.
Oh, this story
is
fucking
fucked.
grinds my gears.
They were actually the most narcissistic. Maybe he's a fucking snake and he shed. Oh my God, like I'm so lonely. Because these women dominate.
Yes, women do dominate, which is very
questionable. Hey guys, I'm Biba.
And I'm Heidi, and we are Aesthetically Sisters.
Welcome back, everybody.
I know. I am just so happy about the feedback we got from episode 1.
I know.
Money is a controversial topic, and after that episode, I just figured out we have so much more to talk about on money.
It's a never-ending topic.
So I think in the next few episodes, we're going to have to do like a part 2 because we got even more juicy stories and a bunch of more information that we can share with you guys so you can get a better understanding on
I just
money.
love how everyone related. To
everyone related.
Yeah, especially to like what we spoke about, like our sort of
experiences.
Yeah.
The last week, I think almost every client has come in and said, oh my God, I just listened to your podcast.
Yeah.
Or like I'm halfway through it.
What a flex.
It was such good timing and I related so much to it because I've had a similar situation and shared their story. And I'm like, you know what? We're going to do a part 2.
We're going to do a part 2.
Because there's so
coming.
much to talk about.
Absolutely. But I think we also have another very controversial topic.
It is.
Today.
Yeah.
We might ruffle some feathers and we are prepared for it.
A lot of feathers are going to be ruffled today. But
exactly. And I can't wait. This has like been a topic I've wanted to talk about since last season.
We briefly touched on it, but this is like delving deep. We've got like facts, we've got evidence, we've got, definitions and examples. We've got it all.
Do we ever not come with all of it for them?
No,
that's fact.
It wouldn't happen.
All right, let's talk about narcissists, control freaks. Let's talk about it, especially in relationships.
Yeah, so narcissists in relationships, I think is like
fucked.
Yes, very fucked. But I think this is where a lot of people have their first experience of narcissistic traits and behaviors.
Correct.
And it's in a relationship. Generally with a boyfriend.
Or
a husband,
a girlfriend.
Or a girlfriend, because girls can be narcissistic too.
Hey,
not naming any names. Not naming any names, but read the room.
Read the room. Anyway, I also think it's one of the personality traits as human beings we miss for a long time.
Yes.
Because I could be wrong. You can tell me. I think it's because the reason why we miss narcissism in a relationship per se, I think because like I hate to say the word love is blind because that shit is not blind, okay? But love can be blind.
Yeah.
Blinding, and I think being in a relationship just brings out a softer, tender side of you.
Yes, and I think people always want to see the best in their partner.
Yeah.
So they mistake their narcissistic traits with like love and like love bombing.
Yeah.
And
that's a big narcissistic trait.
Very
love
big.
bombing.
Like it's wild. And we actually got you guys to share some stories with us. So I have some really juicy stories we'll share at the end.
Yes.
And all of them are like being blinded by love.
Yeah.
And then realize, oh wait, this person's fucked up.
Yeah.
So it's wild.
I agree. I believe with love, when it starts with love bombing, why we always miss it as a sign of narcissism or control. Everyone is so like everyone's life goal is to be loved and to feel loved. And when someone is coming and just drowning you with that love shit, so like I would say 99% of humanity just loves it.
And I think also people look at like social media and they see social media's just fucked everything.
It's the devil.
But they see like
It's
the
the
way that
devil.
this guy's loving this girl and this like highlight of this relationship,
Yeah.
and they just crave love.
Yeah.
And there was actually a psychological report that was done that showed when you see someone else in love or like achieving a goal or something that you want online, it
Yeah.
makes your brain want it even more.
Right.
And when you don't receive it, it generally will make you upset. So at any opportunity, like you have to feel like you have what you've seen or what your mind has seen, you're going to. And
Yeah.
this is why in a relationship, like someone's nice to you, like all you're seeing is like that
Yes.
rather than how toxic they are being.
Exactly. Or they just avoid focusing on the actual problems.
Good. Yeah.
Do you get me? And think, oh, well, I've seen this side of this person. Surely that's they're having a bad day when they're being a
Yeah.
cunt. But no, that's not the case.
No,
they are
it's
just a cunt, and they're just putting the wool over your eyes.
They are.
When those kind of traits and behaviors.
I feel like we all know what narcissists are, but for those who don't know exactly what they are, on
We
like
got
a
a
deeper
lot
level,
of young girls and
yeah.
boys
So
that
let me
listen to
let
us.
me give you a
So
definition.
we're educating you.
So narcissist and controlling behavior in relationship is something a lot of people experience but don't always recognize until it's too late. What is a narcissist? Someone with an inflamed sense of self, lack of empathy, constant need for attention, and extremely manipulative behavior. This is a real thing, guys. There is actually a medical diagnosis called narcissistic personality disorder.
All our ex-boyfriends have it.
However, can't relate. However, narcissistic traits is something a lot of people have but don't have the diagnosis for.
Of course. And
so
they just
I
live
personally
their
know
life
a lot
with
of
it.
people who have narcissistic traits but aren't diagnosed as a
Yeah.
narcissist, which is fine. You
But
can still have the traits.
Truly, how often do people go to a psych and be like, can you evaluate my level of narcissism?
And I just feel like if you're a narcissist, you're not
You're
going to
n-
be that bitch that walks into the like psychologist or the
It's not even being a bitch. It's
No.
being strong enough. Or you're that much of a bitch that you would never believe
you're
you
just
have
that
a problem.
much of a yeah,
That's
you won't
what it
believe
is.
it. You're
Yeah,
not gonna go
that-
and say, "Hey, I have a problem, fix
And-
me," because you're just all you care about is yourself.
Exactly. And that narcissist, that part of that trait is always thinking everyone around them is wrong and they're
them.
right.
Yeah.
Everyone around them is the problem. They're not.
Yes.
And everything that happens needs to benefit or evolve
Around them.
and around their state of mind of
And what
any
they want.
situation.
Yeah.
So they're never going, like, I've been in situations
Yeah.
where I've told men, you're a fucking narcissistic dog. But then I take back the dog word because
love
dogs
you,
are not narcissists. And I'll be like,
But
you need to
men
go
are.
get evaluated.
Yeah.
And they're like, and then it turns, oh, let me tell you, like,
No one,
like,
I don't think you can call a narcissist and then
they'll
not
ever
like put up
yeah.
a fight.
Oh, yeah, but
They're
they're
like
about anything.
fists up and they're ready to like bombard you
Yeah.
at any given moment.
Or they'll start trying to make you think you're the crazy
problem.
one.
Yeah, it's like if you have ever had a fight with your boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or wife and they are clearly in the wrong
And
then they
making
make
you
you
believe.
feel like you're in the wrong, that's a narcissist.
Yeah,
That is a massive narcissistic trait.
it is.
I know this girl, for
Yeah.
example. This story blows my mind all the time.
I don't know. I hope you're not going to talk about me.
No. Shit. She caught me out. No.
Because
joking.
we both come with our own research and stories, and then we talk about
No,
it.
this is genuinely not
Okay,
a
so
Bibble
it's
story.
not me.
Bibble
Okay.
stories, I'm going to actually tell you it's a Bibble story because it's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so this girl was dating her boyfriend for about 8 months. She was extremely loyal. Like, I knew for a fact this woman
Aw.
was not, like, had no eyes for anyone else.
Bless
This
her.
guy was an obvious cheater. We knew for a fact that he was cheating, but she would never believe it because
Yeah.
he would lie to her. Anyways, one day they were sexually active and she ended up getting a really, really bad infection down in her private area and went to the doctor and she was like, had herpes or something in that
Aw,
area.
That's really
So,
sad.
and really, really bad UTIs, like really infected. She goes to the doctor and then the doctor was obviously evaluating her. And he came back and said, the person you were sexually active with must have been sexually active with someone and it's been transmitted to you. Like it was
Oh,
a, you know,
every
STD.
fucking worst nightmare.
And she was like, oh my God, I'm not going to tell him because he's going to think it's me. And I'm like, but it wasn't you. It was clearly him that has given it to you. And she's like, yeah, but he's going to think it was me. Like, there's no way he would have cheated on me. And like, I'm the person in the wrong. And I just sat there and I was like, it was like she was a doll. And this man had put that much fear and control in her that even when he was giving her STDs, she was still excusing him and she was like psychologically rewired to believe that she was in the wrong.
That's fucked to me because that's not love.
No, it's not.
That's not love.
All.
Even from her end, she's the one that needs psychiatric evaluation. Because to allow someone to manipulate you and control you to a degree,
it's unhealthy as fuck.
It's beyond unhealthy. It's this girl will never be in a happy relationship because she's going to be an easy target for all narcissists.
The thing is, and we found this in research, when you are easily manipulated or under a narcissistic person, you generally have like unresolved issues within yourself.
Yeah.
And the thing is, not a lot of people are aware of this.
Yes.
I'm personally someone who's extremely like self-aware and emotionally intelligent within myself. Like I know the reasons why I act the way I do and think the way I do because I've taken the time to study myself.
So smart.
No, it's not that I'm smart, but
I'm
like,
not even being a smartass. I promise you are so smart.
But I've taken the time to like understand myself so much, and all of it does lead to your childhood. But the thing is, I know
we all have work we need to do from 100%, our childhood.
But the thing is, not a lot of people think that way or think that they have anything, not that it's wrong, but anything that needs improvement, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's so hard to get through to someone when they don't see it's an issue.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
Like, people like this girl, it stems from daddy issues.
Oh, and mommy issues.
Like, and mommy issues, like, as well. But to want to be with a man so desperately and so afraid of being left and alone, that itself is she has way more work to do than fixing that fucking broken vagina now with all that thrush and UTIs and STDs, because that could get sorted out with a pill.
Yes.
But her mental health issues that stem from way back, they're going to just keep fucking dragging her through life.
And they'll come and go in waves, and she'll
and
just not know what hit her.
It won't just be a man that would control her or manipulate her. It could be friends. It could be in the workplace. It could be in any situation.
I was going to get to that later, but like friends can also be narcissists, and you could be in a narcissistic friendship. Yeah. Because the amount of shit I've heard, I'm like, there's no way. You're lying.
No, it's true. And anyone has the opportunity to allow anything into their life or put a stop to it.
100%.
Okay? And like, I'll give you guys an example. As of recent, Heidi and I stepped out into town, and
she makes us sound 55 years old.
No, we went to the city, and we were out with some friends, and there was one friend that was out with us, and she continuously kept repeating to us how much of an amazing night she's having. The next week, texting us, and Heidi and I were looking at each other like,
babe, it was just a normal night out.
It was dinner and drinks. For us, we were more than happy to be there with her and have a great time. Only then to realize that it was the first time in her life she goes out with girls like us where
we're chilled, we have an easy vibe. We're not out here being competitive.
Absolutely not.
We don't I'm just there for a good time, good meal, good drink.
Me
That's
too.
all I want. Anything else?
And if I can get a dance in, you best believe.
Yeah, I'm gonna leg up.
Not in Sydney.
No, I'm joking.
No, I know.
But yeah.
And for us it was we're
girls.
We're girls. And we there was a cute boy. I'm like, girl, that cutie looking at you. Go get him. You want him. Make sure you get it. Whatever. And it was almost we felt she was on edge. Yeah. Because in a normal nutshell of her, social life with her other friends, it was very different. Where if a guy spoke to her, that friends would get a little bit jealous. I don't understand.
So she sort of explains it to me, and she was saying when she's out with her friends and they're approached by men or they're talking to one of their friends or whatever, it's like a competition on which girl can say the funniest joke, which girl can like touch him and get his attention the most.
Ew.
So like it's like
It's fighting
it's
over a piece of
exhausting.
fucking meat.
But like
there's so many men out there.
but not everyone thinks the way that we think. You know what I mean? So for her, it was like so refreshing to be out with girls that
It wasn't
aren't trying to one up her and aren't like trying to look better than her. I was like, babe, you look hot.
Yeah.
We're out. We're having a good time. Like that's all that matters. We bring the vibes. And we're all here for a good time.
Exactly. And then you know what?
It's just not that deep.
Just gonna go home.
I
and
think
sleep.
it'll be so exhausting to like have to like always compete with your friends and who looks better and who's wearing this and please.
Oh no, it is. It's so exhausting, and it also that's not a fucking friend.
No.
You guys are just hanging out with each other because
You just need someone to go out to dinner with.
thank you, and you guys need a life. If that's what the social setting of your life is, it's just not it.
Not the vibe.
No, not the vibes. Not the vibes. Now, I want to go back to the relationship part of
Yes.
like why people
Get into.
stay in,
Oh,
not just
stay.
get into,
Okay.
why they stay. A lot of, through research, it states how many people trauma bond. Like it just, they are so used to high cortisol levels.
Yeah.
They keep chasing the stress. Weirdly,
I
it
call
exists.
these people bird boxes.
No, these people are searching to be the bird box.
There are some people who genuinely can't live without having someone as a project to like fix.
Yes.
And always they need someone who has constant issues, constant drama.
issues and drama.
Because it feeds their life.
Yeah, it
Like
does.
I personally know a woman.
I swear it's not me because I don't get in
It's
relationships.
actually not Bibba, who's always in a relationship with someone who like is either
It's the
sick,
most toxic, fucked up
has,
relationship.
like a wild fan, like just always has an issue.
has something
And
going
this lady
on.
just thrives off like fixing this person and feeling as if they're like they can't be lived without. I think
Yeah.
that's what it is. When you're with
Who do you think the lady wants the men to feel like they can't live without them?
her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's abandonment issues.
that is a bit wow. I just made a discovery.
That's an
Okay.
abandonment issue. That's a major abandonment issue where this person has grown up and now when you look back at this person's life,
Yeah, they've always been left.
she was left at a young age and then was in a toxic, long ass relationship that went from
Yeah.
one toxic thing to another. And it was
Yeah.
always the same, like the drama never changed.
Yeah.
She brought the fucking drama. It was
So-
like a movie set all the time.
Yeah.
And it's never ever been different because
And just
and she can't be alone.
No.
People that can't be alone, you get help.
You have abandonment
Yeah.
issues.
Yeah. And can't sort of do anything alone. Nothing. Can't even go to the supermarket alone.
That's wild. I fucking love being alone.
No, not as much as me.
Not as Bibba's like Bibba needs. You need help.
No, I actually don't.
I think Bibba needs therapy.
I do. I probably do.
We're doing
I'm never
a
going to
series.
say
Bibba
no.
takes therapy.
Yeah,
Bibba.
I love traveling alone, going to Paris alone. Guys, I walk the streets of the city of love by myself. I'll get on that
No, like, I
motherfucking
think-
bridge. I'll put a whole padlock with myself. I'll go into the fanciest fucking restaurant and order a table for one. And guess what? They're the happiest fucking moments of my life. And then, if I want someone to join me, that's the
There's an
easiest part.
option.
Multiple options, but it's the easiest part. But for me, I love my. You know how
I
you hold
think
on,
traveling alone is.
but even being alone in general.
No, I'm saying
I could go to the
traveling-
movies by myself.
Yeah, I could do all that by myself, but the amount you love to sit at home by yourself is just fucking concerning.
You keep going back about me sitting at home, like you act like I take 2 weeks off like humanity and
No,
sit
I
at
find
home.
that like if people has a week, how can you like
Easy.
Nah.
I'm a busy gal. I'm a
Like-
busy gal.
No.
I am a busy gal.
So when we went out on the
there is never
Yeah.
a moment that I'm sitting at home wriggling my thumbs and I don't know what to do, or I don't have anything to do, or I don't have any research to do, or I don't have anything to
Always
think about.
something to do.
I always consistently have something to do. So it's never a moment where I'm like, oh my God, like I'm so lonely. Like we went
No.
out on Saturday. Sunday, my mum threw this whole barbecue with all my family and my aunties and their kids. I was not fucking going to that. I was going to sit in my own home and just enjoy the silence. I wanted a day to me.
That's fair.
So I don't know what she finds concerning, but I'll still get the therapy if it helps.
No, anyways, we won't get into it.
After all of that.
No, it's fine.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so another thing that I hear a lot is when we talk to people or have clients come in or have friends where they talking about their issues, their problems, their relationships, and you know me, can't keep my mouth fucking shut, and I'll be like, he's a narcissist or she's a narcissist. Like, how would you know that? And I'm like,
yeah, I feel like a lot of people don't
actually know what they're actually supposed to
look out for.
What
are the red flags of a narcissistic person?
Absolutely. And or what are the feelings that and I'm like, you feel like you're walking on eggshells.
Yeah.
You are not comfortable within that person. Like you are comfortable with the idea of having that person in your life, but it's never a comfortable situation.
Yeah.
That is not, that's not a good trait in a relationship.
No.
At all.
If you're not comfortable around that person and you feel like everything you have to say, everything you do has to be like approved by them, and you don't want to say and do the wrong thing because you're going to get in trouble or whatever.
Or is it going to start an argument or am I going to get will they turn it right back around on you?
Especially if it's something that isn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Like second guessing yourself and everything you're going to say. It's like, I want to be honest. I want to say how I feel, but is it going to get me in trouble?
Yeah. Is it going to start a fight? Is they going to turn the blame on me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Reverse psychology.
A lot of that in those kind of relationships. Feeling drained and confused during your relationship.
Yeah.
Like,
if you
exhausted.
But if you have the thought, is this person right for me? That person is not right for you.
Yeah.
If you have to think about, oh, are they right for me? Oh, they do this. If you're going through that checklist of, are they right for me? They're definitely not right, because you shouldn't have to think about that if they are right for you. You just know.
Absolutely. But it's also, I think, everyone in the beginning, the honeymoon period or whatever you want to call it, the butterflies and whatever, everyone holds on to the beginning. It was so amazing in the beginning.
Yeah.
We had, he was different in the beginning. He wasn't like that. Or she was different. She wasn't like that. The beginning was so much fun. And then everything goes to shit.
Yeah.
All the traits starts coming out. But then we're holding on to maybe that person's going to come back. No, I know he's a good person because I saw how he was. In the beginning, it was amazing. It was great. It was butterfly. He done this for me. He used to say these things. Now he doesn't even look at me. The amount of times people tell me he used to think I'm hot, and I'm like, has he said you're not hot? And they're like, no, but he never tells me that he used to look at me differently.
So many times.
But I'm hanging on to that because it can come back.
If so many times, I think in almost every single breakup story we've heard, it's like, he used to do this. Yeah. He was so loving. And they're like, but if he did it again, he can do it. Like if he did it then, he can do it again. Yeah. And if you're that's a red flag.
Yeah,
guys.
hanging on to the idea
Stop hanging on to this, because
idea
people
of
change.
who someone was.
And unfortunately, it takes some time. Yeah. And then you start to see this person's true colors. And if you see their true colors, that means that everything in the beginning was just a facade.
That's right. And he's just a fucking ogre. He's an onion and he had layers. And they were just shedding. Maybe he's a fucking snake and he shed.
Definitely a snake.
Definitely. All right. I wanted to ask you, I know you've never dated a narcissist because you've been with the same guy for 15 years. Have you had a friendship encounter or before your man, did any man ever try and talk to you and you were like, no, you're a narcissist?
Yeah, I've never really spoken to a guy that's been narcissistic.
Lucky her.
And
God bless.
as of friends, I don't think I've had any friends that have been narcissistic as well. Yeah. I don't allow that into my life. Yes. But I definitely have had friends that are amen. But I definitely have friends or girls in our circle that have been manipulative and lied and stuff. Yeah. And caused drama. But that's just standard girls.
Girls being
Like,
girls.
let's be real. But yeah, nothing really narcissistic.
Amen.
Not welcome.
May it forever be that way.
I already know the answer, but have you had any narcissistic encounters?
Absolutely not. No, of course. Yeah, of course I have. Well, I got married once, and that was a whole narcissistic thing.
Was it?
Yeah, of course, because he was one way
Oh yeah.
to me, and then
That was like that. He lived like a double life.
he fooled. That's narcissistic behavior. Living a double life, like, you know, also the kind that would talk about, oh my God, look what this person's doing, look what that. If we would watch a movie and one of the partners is cheating, and I'd be like, oh my God, that just makes me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
He'd be like, how dare they? That's disgusting. Why would anyone like do that? Why would anyone be in love? La la la. And then he was cheating the whole time. But also like it could come in other ways. After that whole ordeal, which I feel like I've spoken about a bit, I had a small brief encounter with another person, and they were actually the most narcissistic human until this very day I have ever come across. And I pray to God I never cross paths with anyone to that level.
I can confirm that this person was like a full fucking narcissist.
Full blown narcissist.
I've never heard stories like the ones Bibba has experienced.
I swear to
and
God.
I saw it firsthand, very young. So that also, Bibba's like trauma helped me prevent the trauma from my life.
Absolutely did. Yeah, no, he would do some fucked up shit. Like anything and everything would become a problem. But like any other girl, very young, talking to someone, one way in the beginning, the whole love bombing, and then bang, I'm not dealing. I've got something going on in my personal life. I need to back out. I'm like, okay. And then I always just step the fuck away and I'm done. Then chases, love bombs again, comes back, does the same shit. But then when that no longer started working, it would be like, oh, I'm going to like take you on a date. We're going to do this. And that'd be extravagant.
Yeah,
over
they
the
shower
top.
you with
The
items
gifts and everything, and
to blind.
blowing money here, there, and everywhere, and like that. I've always got my own money. I've always had my own money. So
yeah,
for me,
but regardless,
exactly,
it feels nice to be spoiled.
Any other person, I think, go through that with this person would have easily fell in a deeper hole.
Yeah.
But for me, I was just like, oh my God, like it's almost never enough. Like it's never enough. Like you're not okay.
Yeah.
And I remember the straw that broke, or one of the straws that broke the camel's back. We had gone out to eat, and he said, raise your eyebrows. And there was downlights in the restaurant we were in. And I couldn't move my fucking face. But he didn't know I done Botox.
No.
And he's like, you fucking got Botox? You didn't tell me, you didn't ask me. I'm like, I don't fucking ask you, I'll tell you. It's my job. But I hadn't done it.
Yeah, before.
Then I was working for 3 years before I done Botox.
Yeah.
So, and he lost it. And he's like, how can I trust you? And then turned it on me. And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
I'm not the person that can't be trusted here. It's you, whatever. But then and I saw how it would spin. And then when he'd want to start an argument, it'd be anything. I remember I had liked a photo of The Rock.
Oh my God. This story fucking grinds my gears.
I liked a photo of The Rock, and back then you could see if someone's
on activity.
Yeah. And he saw that I'd liked the photo of The Rock, and he called me. He's like,
I think he blocked Bibba.
Yeah, he's like, you're thirsty,
the fuck out of her.
And I was like, all right, whatever. I'm never going to explain myself. You're thirsty. He kept saying you're thirsty, and I'm like,
it's The Rock, bro.
It's The Rock. Like,
I'm like that bitch. Like if you follow me, and you know how like the people you follow, their comments come up first on celebrity posts. I like and comment on all of Justin Bieber's stuff. And I'm like, I love you. You're so beautiful. I'm so proud. I'm like his biggest cheerleader. Yeah. And the man doesn't know I exist.
That was my point. I'm like, I just don't understand what the fuck the problem is. Yeah. It's like, oh, you're thirsty. You're liking other men's photos. This is that. And I'm like, you're not actually even my man.
Yeah.
Like we never really had the fucking title.
I think he will do all this, or a narcissist might do this, because when they make you feel like you're wrong and you're wrong and you're wrong, it distracts them from how wrong they are and all the shit that they're doing behind your back.
Yeah, and to keep...
Because this is what this person did. He had a whole nother life, was fucked.
Yeah.
And then would just fight with people over the dumbest shit.
Dumbest shit.
To keep her distracted.
Like, from thinking or believing whatever he's up to. And it's so funny, actually, guys, because it's so off topic, but I'm going to tell you guys how one day he got caught out.
Tell us.
His mother one time called me at 4 o'clock in the morning saying, I know you're a good girl and you don't go out, shouldn't like me. Is he with you? Because he's not here and his car's not home. And I'm
at
calling
4
him.
a.m.
He's not answering, but I know you'd be home right now. Like, she's literally, his mum's just as a fucking narcissist as he is.
And oh my
trying
God.
to like tell me, I know my son talks to you, but he's with another fucking girl right now. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh no, he's not. Calls me like a couple hours later when the sun comes up. I'm like, what are you doing? On the way to work. And I'm like, oh, are you?
Oh
I'm like, because your mum just called me, la, la, la. And he flipped.
Yeah.
You know what? I fucking told you, don't listen to her. I told you she's crazy. Turned his mum into the victim here, right? He's like, she starts every problem. And
Oh
you
my
are listening to her. And I was like,
What a freak.
yeah, that is next level narcissism.
Yeah. 100%.
And yeah, no. So yes, I have, to answer your question, been in encounters of narcissistic men and relationships, and they are not fun.
No. They don't seem fun.
No, they don't.
I couldn't live with like the constant like stress.
Well, exactly. I couldn't
anxiety.
either. And then when I came and I called, I was like, that's it, we're done. You remember?
I do.
Cunt was showing up to my mum's house crying with fucking gifts
I swear to God, one day
bouquets.
he came to our house at like 8 a.m. It was school holidays. I was still in like...
But I was at work.
You were. It came over like 8 a.m. I promise to God he was there until like 7 p.m.
Yeah.
The whole time just sitting there.
Crying.
To
my mother and my sister.
But then
saying how much he loves me and he can't live without me.
And then he kept making up all these stories to make Bibba look bad. And he's like, yeah, but she's really, she needs help, and without me she can't get the help. And like he was trying to make my mum and my 12-year-old self believe that we need to convince Bibba to be with him, otherwise Bibba is gonna like be a like, I don't know what the fuck he was trying to do, but basically make us feel that if we don't get Bibba to get back with him, that something bad's gonna happen to Bibba. Yeah. This is how fucked this man was. Yeah. Yeah. He was a narcissist.
He was. Yeah. And it wouldn't stop. And he just kept showing up. And he even
controlled everything. Like when he wanted you to go on like a diet. So he went and bought Bibba all this shit so she can go on like this specific diet and take these vitamins, and you have to do this and you have to do that. Like that level of control is fucked.
It's so fucked. And guys, you just got to let it go.
Yeah.
And they're not easy to let go of because these can't stick around like a bad fucking smell.
Yeah.
And yeah, in the end, I just said to him, I'm giving you two options. You leave me the fuck alone, or I will call the police after I call all my brothers, and I will find where you are tomorrow. But my brothers wouldn't have done that, but I just had to scare him.
Somehow. Use the closest tools to
I'm like, he knows that he doesn't want to fuck with me like that.
No.
And and that was it.
And he left.
He didn't leave. I've never seen anyone send essays in my life as long as the ones...
They were that long, you had to read more.
Click read more, then read more. And it was things like, I'm missing you so much, I can't live without you. Today was the first day I was able to digest some food. Shut the fuck up.
And then he wrote a book. Or was that you who wrote the book?
No, I didn't write a book.
Someone wrote a book.
He wrote a... No, he went...
Your
diary? My God, no. He screenshot every single text message we ever shared between each other, went to Officeworks, printed them out on a paper or on
Is that
photos.
What it was? Yeah.
They were like this long.
I remember like they
he
were like
wanted me
stuck
to
in a
read
book,
them.
and then he had gone through like, you know, when a teacher's marking your
Yeah.
work, he'd like circle this.
And
You
he'd be like,
lied
"Look
here.
how-"
You did this. Look at how you used to talk.
No, but yeah, but he's like, I want you to read and look back at how amazing things were with us,
Oh,
and
what a
you changed. And I'm like, well, of course I changed. When am I gonna fucking sit here and take your shit, bro?
Yeah.
And it was, I swear to God, guys, maybe 400 photos.
That's sickening.
That's not normal. That's a fucking no. That's beyond narcissism.
Yeah, that he
Gaslighter,
needs like
manipulation.
he needed psychiatric help. So we actually asked you, our audience, stories if you had ever been in a narcissistic relationship and what it was like, and we have some juicy stories here. Are we
Tell me.
ready?
Yes.
Okay, have you ever been in a narcissistic relationship or situation? My boyfriend bossed me. Wait. My boyfriend was so possessive, he would only let me eat when he was around. He controlled everything I ate to the exact calorie so I could look a certain way. In the beginning, I thought it was cute because he cared about me and my health. However, later on, I realized he was trying to turn me in to his ex-girlfriend.
What a bastard.
Imagine being told you can't eat something.
Oh my God. So
Imagine
you
being-
remind your boyfriend of his ex-girlfriend.
So clearly this girl's probably a little bit bigger or like a few couple of kilos heavier.
Oh my God.
Imagine being put on a diet. Well, you'd know.
Oh my God.
That is fucked
That is
up.
crazy. No, he never put me on a diet. He got me supplements. He's like, I want you to be healthier. That was what it was.
But if your boyfriend is controlling what you eat and how much you eat and you can only eat in his presence, girl, that's
Fucking
a problem.
Run.
All right. Have you ever been in a narcissistic relationship or in a narcissistic situation? I wasn't allowed out of my house without my boyfriend or his sister. In the beginning, I was so happy as I thought he was protective and cared about my safety, but soon later realized that he was going out without me and didn't like the double standards. That girl.
How did you stay around
did
long
you
enough
allow
to get
that?
that close
Like,
with the
I'm
family
so
to go
sorry.
out? To be chaperoned by the fucking sister-in-law.
So this guy
no.
clearly had like trust issues.
Yeah.
And if he wasn't there, his sister had to be there.
Okay, that shows me men that actually are like filthy human beings and go out there and fuck around. They are so afraid that their people around them in their lives fall victim to men like him. It's not, he doesn't care. He just wanted his own like fucking little glass bottled girlfriend.
I think that's what it is. I think they just want to be so possessive and controlling.
Possessive, yeah.
Like if you needed to go to the groceries, you can't go if he's not there. Like you can't hang out with your friends.
Yeah, well that's a trait of narcissism where they try and detach you from your friends and your family and keep you to themselves. So no one can get into your brain about them and like awaken you. Because like how often have you had to tell people, no, that's a narcissistic situation you're in. And they're like, what do you mean? How? It's because they are so sheltered.
That's really sad. All right, this one like had me twirled. Have you ever been in a narcissistic relationship or situation? When I got paid fortnightly, my boyfriend needed to know exactly how much I got paid and controlled where my money went. In the beginning, I thought it was okay because he was sweet to help us save for our future, but later noticed that he was the one using our money for gambling and on other girls.
No.
That's sad.
I hate men.
But like, I'm sorry, but like I've been with my boyfriend like
yeah, but your boyfriend's not narcissistic.
No, but like he's never once like now we discuss finances, but like in the beginning, if he's gonna ask me how much I get paid, what the fuck is it to you?
Yeah.
And like telling me where to put my money, like even now when he says like, oh, like you're spending no, I want to shop.
Yeah.
Like what do you mean?
No, that's we're living in some fucked up times, babe. If that to gamble your girlfriend's money
after telling her she can't spend it
on other girls and their asses,
that is fucked up.
Oh, that would be
my 13th reason.
Okay, but do you know, honestly, I can almost understand why some women kill men.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Like, I feel like if that
I'm
God
not
forbid
down
happened
for
to me,
murder,
I
but,
think
like,
I'd be that triggered where I'd like
I don't know if I could control, like,
physical anger.
that is fucking insane.
Yeah.
I hear so many of these stories in the clinic,
I know so
especially
many.
with like single mums.
Yeah.
That men come and prey on.
And they're like, no one's
And
gonna love your daughter
yeah,
like I
exactly.
will.
And then take
Who's
their money.
gonna take you because you have a child?
Oh, fuck off, you dirty dog.
I hear so many of those stories. And there was like one time I actually felt so, not bad, but I felt for my client.
Yeah.
She was a newly single mum and just living with her and her daughter. She had no help. And she met this guy. And after, like, didn't go out anywhere, disattached from all her friends. It was just, her life was this man.
Yeah.
And soon found out that he was cheating on her and he wasn't loyal and he, like, never wanted to talk about anything. He just basically was there for sexual pleasure. But when she found out he was cheating, they broke up. And then she came to the clinic and she's like, yeah, but he was so nice and he had a great relationship with my daughter. And he told me no one's going to love her like he does. And I'm like, so you're actually considering taking this man back?
Yeah.
Because, like, what example are you going to be setting for your daughter?
But there we go. That's the trauma of, like,
cycle.
The cycle of family trauma, mummy issues, daddy issues.
No.
Being, like, poured out into their children.
Yeah.
That's why it's so important, you guys. Love yourself, because no man is ever gonna love you like you can love yourself.
And coming from someone who's obsessed with love, you can't actually fully love someone unless you love yourself.
That is true.
So you need to work on yourself and your relationship with yourself before you delve deep into a narcissistic relationship.
100%. No, that is so true. That is so true. Well, this has been a fucking eye-opening.
Yeah. I hope this episode at least reached like one person and just help them.
It will.
And open their eyes to
what to look out for in a
relationship.
narcissistic relationship. And when you're... And it's fucked. I'm sorry to say this.
Sad.
Men, before I ruffle those feathers, you are more narcissistic than women can be in relationship.
100%.
Although we cheat more. But
women cheat more, but men are more narcissistic.
But this is why we cheat more.
Because you're all fucked. No.
All right, well, I can't wait for next week's episode.
I know, I'm excited.
Guys, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you send us a DM, an email, write to us, call us and share your stories, bring them into the clinic and tell us, have you been in a narcissistic relationship and how did you get out of it, more importantly?
And wherever you're listening to this or watching it, make sure you're following and subscribed and leave us a like and comment so we can continue bringing you new episodes every week. We love you guys.
Yes, we do.
See you next week.
Bye.
Mwah.